A smart real estate investor is one who buys the rough and dirt and wait till it turns diamond, thus sell and make more money from it. It's your late billionaire realtor, Gimoh from JM Realty Limited. Welcome to Lagoon Front Estate, located in Okay, so welcome once again to Lagoon Front Estate, located in Epe. Okay, so I'm going to start this video with a story. I love to tell a lot of stories, real life stories, okay? They are not made up stories. Okay, sometime in 2006, one Mr. Adeoju, I'm going to keep his surname, okay, he bought a land in Nikon Town. Nikon Town is in Lekki, just after Lekki. He bought a land in Nikon Town, about 1,000 square meter, for 25 million naira. 2006. You may say, okay, where was I? Where was my Gimoh in 2006? 2006, I was rounding up my schooling. I was preparing to go for my youth service. That was 2006. Okay, so he bought that land for 25 million naira. Okay, so fast forward to 2009, I started working, and so based on the job I was doing, we were into doors, and so I was working with the people who were building houses there in Nikon Town. I had like 2 clients who were working in Chevron at that time. They were building their houses in Chevron, and so at that time when I was working, as at 2009, land 1,000 square meter was already selling for about 60 million naira. So that's like 3 years, you know, I finished my schooling in 2006, worked on service, and just some years, though I've not started real estate at that time, but because I was, you know, I was always frequent in that Nikon Town estate, I knew what the prices of land was selling for at that time. Okay, so that brings me back to Mr. Adeoju. He bought the land in 2006 for 25 million naira. As at 2009, land in Nikon Town was selling for 60 million naira. Fast forward to 2017, he wanted to sell because he had a need and he wanted to sell. That's one of the benefits of buying real estate, okay? It can save you when you need money urgently. And so he wanted to sell. So at 2017, 1,000 square meter of land was already selling for 220 million naira in Nikon Town. And so he wanted to sell at a distressed sale of 182 million. I think he eventually sold for 180 million naira at the end of the day. So if you look at this man's journey from 2006, he bought this land for 25 million naira, and we saw how the land continued to appreciate over time, even when he decided to sell in 2017. If you do the math, you will see how much, you know, return on investment he made just by taking that decision. It will interest you to know, as at 2006, a whole lot of people were still skeptical about moving towards that area. In fact, the reason why those ladies bought that Nikon Town at that moment, it was because we had the Chevron HQ around, and so that was why they bought, because a whole lot of people were like, no, why do you want to go to Lekki? It is too far. There's nothing happening there. No, don't go there. That place is too lonely. Nothing will happen there. That's 2006. But we see how the price of land has appreciated over and over and over again. And so this man who bought his plot of land in 2006 was able to sell in 2017 for 180 million naira. It will interest you to know that as at today, a plot of land in Nikon town sells for as much as 300 to 400 million naira. Okay, if we do the math, that's like about 16 years now. So here I come again with my quote. Okay, a smart real estate investor is the one who buys the rough and dirt and waits till it becomes diamond and sell later when the place has become diamond and make more money from it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys a whole lot of real life stories, okay, that we can relate with, like the Nikon story that I just told you. In fact, we had that brief when the client wanted to sell, and that was how we got to know about that story. That was in 2017. And fortunately for me, the major developer and the asset management of Nikon at that time is my very, very close client. I will call him my daddy. Okay, so all this information I am giving you, they are first-hand information. You can check it. Okay, I'll take it to the global stage this time around. Okay, so a time when Walt Disney wanted to build his Disneyland, or what we know as Disneyland now. Okay, so before he started, he acquired some land, and so he called his friend, actor Linklater. The breeze is so much from the lagoon. Okay, he called his friend, actor Linklater, that, oh, I want to build the biggest amusement park in this land. Come and buy this other acres of land so that you can build hotels, so that when guests begin to come to my park, they can stay in your hotel. And his friend was like, no, that place is outskirts of town. Why would I go there? I know I can't buy. You go ahead and build your dream amusement park. And we all know today that you can't afford to buy a land close to where Disneyland is. It is overly expensive. So what are we trying to say? This is opportunity. It takes vision, people with vision. It takes smart investors to see a bare land like this and make the decision to buy into it and wait, because real estate is not Ponzi scheme. I tell a lot of people, it is not, it is not Ponzi scheme. Put 10 naira, you get 20 naira. It is time. When you wait, see how far that client, Mr. Adeoju, waited. He bought the land in 2006 and sold in 2017. Okay, he would have waited till 2022 to sell. He would have been selling for a higher price. So I present to us again this opportunity that is coming to us on a platter, Lagoon Front Estate. We have heard about it. We know about it. We have seen videos. A lot of us have bought. A lot of people are still watching and saying, oh, all these things they are talking about, would it become a reality and all that stuff? Okay. So I'm here to tell you that this is another opportunity that is about to repeat itself. There is about to be a whole lot of Mr. Adeoju, a whole lot of Walt Disney. Okay, if you make a decision now. Okay, as we all know, Lagoon Front Estate is located in Epe, and we see that there's been a whole lot of movement towards this Epe axis. And if we look at the going price of land around this Epe axis, we want to talk about Alaro City, we want to talk about Itunu Residential. Alaro City is currently selling 500 square meter for 45 million naira. Itunu is selling 500 square meter for 26 million naira. While Lagoon Front Estate is still selling at 15 million naira. What does that tell you? This land has a good entry point for investment. Okay, so Lagoon Front is still very, very affordable, as we have seen from what Itunu and Alaro City is already selling for. So it makes a lot of sense to buy a plot or multiple plots here. So even if you have bought a plot here before, you can still buy, because we have payment plan, and this makes it easy for you to be able to key in and pay over a period of time. I was having a discussion with one of our partners in the real estate industry. He's an authority in this industry, and he was saying just this week, he said some years from now, people will not get land to buy in Lagos. As we all know, a whole lot of people come in, both from the diaspora and around. They come into Lagos every day, and Lagos doesn't have so much land. It is not a surprise that we are beginning to see a lot of development coming towards the suburb, the areas which used to be suburb areas in Lagos. So it tells you that some years to come, people will not be able to buy land because it will be very scarce, just like the case of Walt Disney and his friend actor Linklater. And so it makes a lot of sense for you to buy a plot. If you have bought before, you buy more. If you have bought, it is never enough, because those who own land, those who have land, they will become king when the scarcity time comes. As we can see in Lagoon Front Estate, the infrastructure of this estate has already commenced. We see that the drainages has started, the road mapping has already commenced. This is an estate that you should key in, apart from the fact that its location, where it's located, it is also a waterfront property. A waterfront property. You know, when they talk about Orange Island, Banana Island, Peanut Beach Estate, this is one of the features of this estate. What makes those estate premium? An estate that has a water view. Okay, so a client of mine who bought land in Peanut Beach in 2005, he bought for 6 million naira. 6 million naira. Peanut Beach is currently selling for about 300 million naira, and he sold for 80 million naira, and he was like, I should have waited if I had known that the price was still, because when he sold for 80 million naira, it was even a big deal for him. Imagine if you check the return on investment, 6 million to 80 million, that is huge. And so Lagoon Front is another estate that in 10 years to come, people would say, I bought this property for this price and see what it is worth. As a matter of fact, I told us Itunu is currently selling for 26 million naira, and in the next 24 months, Itunu's price, it has been written that it will be sold for 15 million naira. So tell me how much Lagoon Front will be selling for in the next 2 years from now. And so it makes a whole lot of sense to key into these amazing estates. And how much do you need to lock a plot down? 1 million naira initial deposit. That is what you need to lock down a plot. If you're going for, maybe you want to go for 4 plots, all you need is 4 million naira initial deposit. If you're going for an acre, all you need is 6 million naira initial deposit, and you can spread the balance over 6 months, 12 months, or even up to 18 months. Okay, even at the time these guys bought these properties, there was no payment plan, and they bought. Now we have payment plan at our disposal. And this amazing estate is located off the Lekki-Epe Express Road, not far from Alaro City. It's less than 5 minutes drive from the Lekki-Epe Express Road. It will also interest you to know that the Lekki Deep Sea Port is taking off operation this September. So who are the people that work in the port? We have immigration officers, we have custom officers, we have clearing agents, we have people who are bringing in their goods, and so the people will begin to come, because of course if you're working in this axis, you won't be coming from the mainland, or you won't be coming from Lekki Phase 1. You want to settle around this area, and so it makes a lot of sense for you as a smart investor to take advantage of Lagoon Front Estate. In fact, this week a client called us because she passed through the Gimoh road, Epe Road. You know, as we all know, the construction of this road is currently on. And she entered a vehicle, commercial vehicle and pass through this road, and she called us that what she saw on the road, she wants to sell her property on the mainland. She cannot afford not to have a property in this Lekki-Epe, because she has seen with the eye of a visionaire that this place is once gold, especially when we have the massive construction of road, government presence. We have the Dangote refinery in Ibeju, Lekki. We have the deep sea port that is about to kick off in September. We have the proposed international airports not far from here. So you can imagine having your property close to all these massive monumental structures in this axis. And so if you have not bought Lagoon Front, if you have bought, you have to buy again. Remember, we're selling 300 square meter for 9 million naira and 500 square meter for 15 million naira. Initial deposit is 1 million naira, and balance can be spread over 6 months at 3 months at no interest, 6 months, and 12 to 18 months with interest. We also have waterfront plots available. Waterfront plot is available for 20 million naira. You can imagine what they sell waterfront plots in Pinnock Beach, in Banana Island, in Orange Island, in Isimi, Lagos. So give us a call to lock down a plot, 2 plots, several plots, and yes to come. You will share the testimony like Mr. Adeyoju, who bought a plot of land in Nikon Town for 26 million naira and sold for 180 million naira. And so if you can wait for that, the more you wait, the bigger the gain of real estate. And so thank you all for joining us in this video. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. I await your call, because in the next quarter or so, we'll be experiencing a price review upward, because the Lagoon Front price review comes up every quarter. And so give us a call quickly to lock down a plot or more. I remain your lady billionaire realtor, Gimoh. Thank you, and please keep staying safe. Bye bye.